Please state your name, occupation, and the position you are seeking.
Okay, my name is Orlando Navarro. I work for BP Newman Investment Company as real estate administrator, and I'm running for City Council District 6 for this beautiful city of Laredo, Texas.
Have you received any formal education?
Yes, I have. I'm a graduate of St. Augustine High School, class of '85. I'm also a graduate of TAMI U. I graduated there in '94 with a bachelor's degree in marketing.
How long have you lived in the district?
I've lived in the district 14 years, and with my beautiful wife, and I have 3 children.
What do you think is the primary need in your district, and how do you plan to address it?
Well, my district is one of the fastest growing districts. What I would like to do is protect the interests of our district. I know that 36% of the tax base comes out of our district, District 6. There's a lot of infrastructure growth, and there's a lot of opportunities to develop raw land. I think it's important that we look at the fact that 55% of the tax base for the city of Laredo comes from residents. I think it's important that we focus our energy to try to bring in commercial investment to our area, one, to provide services that we all need, but also to help with the tax burden.
And what do you see as the most pressing issue for the city as a whole, and how do you plan to address it?
Well, one of the things that I compliment whenever we talk about what's going on with our city is the fact that this current city council invested a lot of money, went out and got a lot of money to fix our infrastructure. They've put in wastewater sewer lines, they've improved our plants, and they've also brought in money for roads like Cuatro Vientos. What I'd like to see when I come in is to take on the responsibility to take those investments and grow them and make sure Laredo doesn't take money from the government and put it to waste. It's very important that money that we receive, stimulus money, that we continue to invest and make sure that we can take that money and make it grow. Be it $50 million, let's see it grow to $400 million, but it's going to take a unified effort by our council to bring in commercial industry to our market to help us, again, with our tax burden.
What would you do to help control crime, particularly domestic violence, gang violence, and drug trafficking?
A lot of crime that we have in Laredo comes from basic fundamentals of education for our kids. Now, one of the things that I'd like to see is more police officers. I think that's very important. But a lot of what we do, our neighbors have to meet neighbors. We have to understand that this is a unified effort. The problems that we have in Mexico, yes, they could trickle down over here. We have federal agents on board. The communication between all the different agencies is there. But if we as taxpayers, as citizens, as neighbors, if we don't do our part to report whatever we see out there that might be a danger, to talk to our children, to ask them to enjoy the park, enjoy your friends, you don't have to be looking for trouble. Look to sticking to family, making your family a close-knit entity within our market. I think that's going to be one of the basic fundamental needs that we need in order to keep Laredo safe.
Your opponents may try to point out weaknesses in your campaign over the next month. What do you believe they'll say is your biggest weakness, and how will you respond?
Oh, nice question. I don't see that there's a weakness when you love your city and want to do something for your city. I'm totally committed to making sure our city grows. I want to work with the other city councilmen. I want to work with our state legislature and also the federal government. If there's a weakness, let it come out. But right now, deep down inside, I want to help this community, and if it means thinking along business lines, I will do that. And I want to stay in touch with my neighbors so they can tell me what's going on in the market.
And final question, why should voters choose you over the other candidates?
One of the things that I've done is I've worked on getting experience. I've spent the last 8 years on planning and zoning. I've gotten involved in the community. I work very well with the university. I get involved in high school sports. I love Border Olympics. They're one of the biggest groups here in Laredo that help the youth. I've spent time to get the experience that I need in order to make a full attempt to come into City Council and do good for the city of Laredo. It's taken time. It's something that I've been working on, but I think we must keep in mind that if you want something and you think it's important, you'll spend the time to educate yourself, to be prepared to take on that.